Okay, here I am again. Thank you for looking at this channel. If this is the first time, this is my journey to personal development, nirvana, or whatever the phrase should be, 2024. As I've said in my previous videos, this is unedited, unvarnished. I'm not one who historically has liked doing videos, so I'm doing this warts and all as part of my personal development journey. As I said before, I plan to do 26 videos this year. I'm probably already at 16, so I'm going to get more than my 26 hopefully. So I guess in the last week, so I tend to do these weekly at the moment because firstly, I work from home on a Thursday. So this is a Thursday I'm filming this. Whenever you watch this, so I tend to do these on a Thursday when I'm not in the office and I can kind of collect my thoughts and just do stuff. And as my other videos have said, this is really for me to record it for me. And anyone else watching this, great. This is really for everybody to hopefully inspire at some point, or hopefully give you an idea that you can take forward with yourselves. And I think honestly, as I say, this is the 16th video, and the more I do it, the more I start to kind of feel more comfortable. So I think everybody should try this. This should be everybody's own personal development journey. Film yourself for a minute, for 5 minutes, whatever. Stick it on to YouTube. Just hope that someone watches it. And again, that's what space I'm in. I'm in the gradually more people are watching. I'm not seeing hundreds. I'm not even seeing dozens really. But it doesn't matter. This is meant to be for me first, and anyone who reads it after or watches it afterwards, it's for their benefits. So in the last week, so for context, I work in finance, I'm an expat, I'm a Gen X, definitely not Gen Z, Gen X middle-aged dude with a young family. And I've always liked personal development, but I never really properly nailed down a lot of what I kind of read. So I haven't practiced what I've tried to preach. I think in the last week, what I've started to apply is the idea of little and often. These videos in a way are also little and often. Doing it once a week, maybe twice a week at some point. Get better gradually. And so I also write on the Medium platform. So the writing platform Medium. And I realised that I haven't been making time to write on it. I tried to have at least maybe one article a week on finance or on careers or life. But I haven't been making time. So what I've been trying to do every day is write 50 words. Now 50 words in and of itself isn't a great deal. But what it does show is intentionality and hopefully some consistency. And even if I say 50 words, it might end up being 60 or 100 words. So all I need to do is maybe I know in my lunch break, I'm on my phone, I write it straight onto the draft form on my phone, and I'm doing my 50 words. It's putting in the reps. Because I think a lot of people with the whole personal development world gets kind of caught up in the results as opposed to the boring process sometimes of doing it regularly. The results are kind of what we want, but really we should be embracing the journey. And that's really something I'm trying to do more of. The idea of doing things regularly, putting in the reps, and kind of hopefully over time, moving forwards. And I'm trying to experiment with things. So, for example, I don't know whether anyone's done I think it's called a grey screen or grey scale, where the idea is to reduce the amount of time you spend on your phone. And the way to do it is by changing all the colour into grey. So all your apps are in grey, your video is in grey, everything is grey. And I did that for a few days, and I think I kind of stopped looking at the video, my phone a bit more. But then my daughter wanted to watch some video on my phone, and she was kind of complaining it was all in grey. But the point is, it's about experimenting with things, see what works, see what doesn't, and work with that. One thing that I have struggled with, and I think I touched on it in another video, is energy. And when I say energy, is I have real sleep problems once in a while. Maybe it's subtle signs of stress, maybe it's kids not sleeping, so I wake up, maybe it's some of my bad habits. I do like sugar, don't drink as much as I used to, but things like that can keep you up. So I've had some awful night's sleep the last week. I mean, really bad, to the extent that I was at work and I kind of I should have gone home perhaps, or I wasn't feeling healthy. It could have been, well, it wasn't, but it could have been a hospital type of situation. Thursdays is my rejuvenation day, and which is why I asked for a Thursday as a work from home day. For context, I live in Asia, I live in Hong Kong, and there is not as big a culture for working from home. So the very fact that this is probably my 4th month of having these Thursdays at home, the fact that I'm doing it is, in many ways, is a luxury. But I use this as a time to work on myself, obviously to do work for the company, but to ultimately take a few steps back. And the reason why I'm talking about energy management is because from a personal development perspective, I realise that my best work, if that's the right phrase, is when I have the right energy. So when I am tired, and tiredness has a knock-on effect for many things, when I'm very tired, I realise I just cannot be motivated, I cannot execute. And so I realise I've got to give myself some grace. If I don't have the energy, I don't have the energy. I shouldn't beat myself up for not being able to do what I have said I'm going to do. Which is why I look at some of these past videos when I think, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but actually a lot of it is just I haven't had the energy at the right time. So ultimately I want to do the work when I have the energy, knowing that at some point I will have another bad night's sleep. And of course I need to work on that bad night's sleep, because clearly I know in order to execute, I've got to challenge those bits that stop me from executing, which is the lack of sleep. And I've tried the slow magnesium, and it can work sometimes for me. I think I said it in a previous video. At the moment, not so much, but ultimately I need to start tweaking. I need to start experimenting on things that I know could help move me forward, because that's what this is. Don't get kind of sucked into those very slick personal development videos that tell you about productivity and blah, blah, blah. Yes, it all can kind of make sense. We're all human though. We all have our different approaches to life. Different things work for us. We all make mistakes. That's another reason why, in a way, I don't want to do the edited videos just yet, because it looks a bit too slick, not too real life. This is me in a really crappy green blue t-shirt. which, I kind of like it. I can sit around in it. I'm not going to be the slickest, because again, as I've said before, I'm going to be my own audience. So, in a way, maybe I should start learning to edit. It's a skill to learn. But at the end of the day, this is about me trying to improve me for me. And so, yes, I like reading the books, I like watching the YouTubes, but ultimately, I am my own guru. I'm not going to be taking one person's 7 steps to happiness and assuming that that is the only way. It's one way that works for certain people, and I can learn some tips and tricks, but I'm not going to take it as the a la carte approach to life. I go for the buffet. I think that's good, that's great, that doesn't work for me, boom, and work with that. So again, this has been another semi-ramble, but that's the whole point. Again, this compared to some of my earlier videos is, well, certainly longer. So I realise now I have found my own rhythm with these YouTubes, but also there's a certain some degree of clarity I have. I know I need to apply myself more. I know I need more structure, but also I know I need to operate within the energy that I have at any one time. And I know I can work on how to improve that energy as well. So hopefully by next week, I'll have something else crazy would have happened. In fact, that's one thing I need to do. Have a plan now so that come next week, I'll have something great to show. And to be fair, I did have a few ideas, but as I mentioned, the energy thing for probably about 3 days was really quite tough. So yes, you do you, work on yourself, and realize you're not alone. We're all making things up. We're all bluffing this. Even those slick ricks on their YouTube channels that are perfectly manicured, perfectly curated, perfectly edited. Yeah, that's not me. This is me, and feel free to subscribe to see how this journey goes. Hopefully the idea is you look at the first video you see, and then come the end of the year, you see a hopefully more advanced version of me and my strategies and my structure and my application. And yes, I would have moved forward. But this, as I said, is partly for me, so I kind of like it. If no one else does, that's fine. Everyone can do their own videos and learn that way as well. Right, that's it today. Bye.